Monday Night Football. We're going to put all our efforts into playing as good as we possibly can play, yet we want to play good enough just not to win.
See, I don't think Adam Gase can think that way because he's not going to be here. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
Now, if you tell me, he's going to be the coach, yeah, he probably would want to lose.
Yeah, because, why do you dial up a play like that when you know it would be better to just salt the clock away and we could win this game?
It's okay to dial up the play, but it's up to the veteran quarterback, Super Bowl MVP, not to throw the ball long in double coverage.
Some of the coverage is by Greg Williams.
Yeah.
And I know that he was in Cleveland and there were, his character has been in question at times with the New Orleans Saints. His play calling, I was with him with Washington, and I think he's a terrific defensive coordinator. It just hasn't worked out in a couple of spots. But he is a smart man. And for some of the coverages that I saw him call in the second half, I'm looking at it going, you don't call that to win this game. You call that to let them have an opportunity to come back.
Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. That's also the ticket text. Coming up after Tony's update, JH.
Starting route to 3220 Long Meadow Drive.
97 the ticket.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Middle Belt Road.
Detroit. The Radio.com sports station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Sold by Mike Z Sports Desk. This is 97.1. The Ticket.
This update is brought to you by Sold by MarkZ.com. Today will be another day of work for the Lions as they continue to get ready for Sunday's game against Washington at Ford Field. Sitting at 3-5 at the halfway point of the season, wide receiver Danny Amendola admitted to reporters the losses are frustrating.
When you don't win games is when you get frustrated. But personally, all I can do is worry about what I can control, and that's, being there for my teammates, forming a role on this team, trying to expand the role, my role on the team, and try to help my team win games. So that's what I focus on. That's what I'm going to continue to do.
The New York Jets remain winless on the season after they fall to the New England Patriots 30-27 last night on Monday Night Football. Michigan State head basketball coach Tom Izzo tells reporters last night he tested positive on Monday for COVID-19. With Izzo under quarantine for the next 10 days, assistant Dwayne Stevens will now take over as the Spartans' interim head coach. Meanwhile, Michigan lands a second top 10 recruit for next year after forward Musa Diabate verbally committed last night to play for the Wolverines. The NBA and its players' union officially agreed last night to start the 2021 season on December 22nd. Under terms of that agreement, free agency will begin in the league on November 20th. That's just 2 days after the NBA draft takes place. Sergio Garcia confirms in a post on Twitter yesterday that he tested positive earlier this week for COVID-19 and won't be able to play in this year's Masters, which is set to begin on Thursday at Augusta. From the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Tony Ortiz. For more, stay tuned to 97.1 The Ticket and Radio.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, Stoney and Jansen on 97.1 The Ticket.
Thank you, T.O. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. That's the ticket text as well. Tony mentioned this in the update, and I teased it a little bit. JH has come up with a terrific recruiting class. And we're not talking about Jim Harbaugh. We're talking about Juwan Howard. Mm-hmm. And, while Michigan has had good recruiting classes, they haven't been great. Yesterday, Michigan's basketball team, which, we don't talk that much about college basketball till the tournament, but gets a commitment, a verbal commitment, I stress verbal, from Musa Diabate, who's from IMG via France. He is 6'10", 215, and reading about him, not a great, shooter, things like that, but he runs the floor, great rebounder, just a terrific big man, ranked maybe 20th in the country. You add that to who they got a couple of weeks ago, five-star Caleb Houston, who is the 8th ranked player in the country, so that's 2 5-stars. They have kids named Frankie Collins, Kobe Buffkin, and Isaiah Barnes, who are 4 stars, and another 3-star kid named Will Shetter. They have the number 1 recruiting class in the country. And here's my question. as a Michigan, let's say you're a Michigan fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you sit there and say, wow, this is great, but why can Juwan Howard do this and Jim Harbaugh can't?
Well, I think that there's a big difference between football and basketball recruiting. And if you look back to when Jim Harbaugh was first at Michigan and his 2016-2017 class, now it wasn't number 1 in the country, but it was top 5.
Signing of the stars.
Yes, remember that? It was awesome.
Oh boy, if people could see your face right now, you're so anti what you stand for. I get that.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. I understand the first one in regards to raising funds for Chad Tuff, and I'm fine with that. Past that, I did have, it just wasn't my style.
Right.
But you look at the initial recruiting classes, full recruiting classes by Jim Harbaugh, and there was a number of really good prospects in those classes, top 5 in both 2016 and 2017. This is Juwan Howard's first full recruit, well, not the one that's coming in right now, which he had a number of really good players, and then some of them opted for the G League. Or the
right,
yeah.
But he still has some good ones. That kid from DeMatha, the big kid with 100 tickets, is still pretty good.
And then obviously his second one is shaping up with a couple of 5-star kids, and so sustainability at that level of recruiting will come with success and development of those players. Are they one and done and they move on to the NBA? Or what type of success do they have in the Big Ten? What type of success do they have in the NCAA tournament? Will determine whether he can continue to recruit at that level. Because everybody, especially in basketball, hey, I want to come and develop for a year and then I want to go to the NBA.
Right. The greatest thing is especially, so you heard me list off the commits for 2021. Okay? Up the road, as Mel Tucker would say, school up the road, this time it's the other way around. Tom Izzo, for 2022, you have Imani Bates. And you have another kid from Canada, Enoch Boyake, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Bates, obviously the number 1 player in the country of that class.
Yep.
Boyake's a 4-star, and he's got some great recruits for 2021 as well. Maybe not as good right now as Juwan's group, but pretty damn good. You look at guys like Max Christie, a 5-star, Jaden Akins, who's from Ypsilanti. He's a 4-star, played at Farmington. Pierre Brooks, a 4-star. He's from Douglas Academy here in Detroit. And there's a chance that Bates might, reclassify and come out after this year in 2021. So if you're a college basketball fan around here, you have a chance. We have 2 of the best recruiting classes in the country. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's a basketball state.
This is, from what I understand, there's Duke and North Carolina have never had recruiting classes this good. Because if Bates declassifies,
right,
then Michigan State will probably be number 2, if not number 1, or they'd flip-flop. So you'd have arguably 1 and 2
in 21.
In 21, if Bates reclassifies and comes out a year earlier than he's scheduled to.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. But I'm just curious from the football v. basketball's perspective as a Michigan fan, why can they get them in basketball and can't get them in football? And in football, there's more 5-stars, right? There's less teams competing because in Division I basketball, there's like 300 teams. Granted, at a certain level, there's not that many.
Right.
So
it's
because
still,
football is always number 1 at Michigan.
But it's still apples to oranges in regards to, if you're talking to a Michigan fan, I don't think anybody they're not necessarily saying, why can Juwan Howard do this and Jim Harbaugh can't, because it's completely different levels and different expectations.
In 1 mile, at the roundabout,
in regards to what
take the
happens
second
when they
exit
go on
onto Middle
campus.
Belt Road.
Michigan's not really been the one and done type place. Neither is Michigan State.
Right.
This is a little bit of a shift in the Big Ten, not just at both of these schools, but in the Big Ten in of itself, because the Big Ten isn't necessarily a one and done type recruiting platform. So I think it's unique, and we'll see how it plays out. success on the court.
248-539-9797. And also, I don't know, I've never been in these recruiting meetings or visits and things like that. You would think, Juwan Howard relates to the athlete a little bit more than Jim Harbaugh does. Right?
They're
6 years apart, right?
Jim and Juwan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Approximately.
Yeah, about that, yeah. Juwan's a few years, yeah. I guess so.
Let's go to Martin and Livonia, your 97 on the thing. Hey, Martin.
How you doing?
At the roundabout, take the second exit onto Middle Belt Road.
But if Harbaugh hasn't done anything like he did back when he first got hired, he was hot, fresh, everybody was excited. Howard has done some things already by winning that little tournament, beating the number one team. He's got connections. People know that this guy's got hookups.
In 2 miles, turn left onto West 13 Mile Road.
I love the fact that he turned the program around. But the skills of Michigan and Michigan up and how basketball never gets credit. Like, it's always football. But yet, when Beeline was here, it was always about football and never about what Beeline was doing. Because Harbaugh was the main stake. And Beeline was just an act. And Howard is about to make this program like Michigan State, the way he's recruiting. And if he does what he's doing in the beginning of the season last year, we don't know what's happening in the tournament. But this guy might be the real thing. I doubt it is, but I think he's the real thing. That's why everybody loves him.
Well, everybody, and thanks for the call. Everybody, when he was hired, and I remember that day when Beeline announced his retirement, it was during our show, and I mentioned Howard as a possible, it was recruiting me. I mean, look, he's going to grow as an X's and O's coach. There's no doubt about it. But his NBA ties, you want to bring up the Fab Five, fine. But it's the end. Players want to go to the league, and he's been in the league, and it was in the league more recently than Harbaugh was in the league.
In 1
And one
mile,
of the things
turn
for a
left onto
basketball
West
coach,
13
too,
Mile
if you're
Road.
in the NBA, you are still in the, I don't want to say the recruiting circles, but because you have to scout some of those juniors and seniors in high school, because they're going to be in your league a lot faster than those kids going to the NFL, the move to being a college coach is easier to do because you're already running in those circles. You already have relationships in those circles. And obviously, Chicago's a hotbed of basketball talent, and he's got all of the connections in Chicago you'd ever want because that's where he's from.
Yep. 248-539-9797. Coming up next, Heather has news.
Oh, I have a great story for you guys. There's something that happened at a local golf course that you probably have never seen before.
Wow, what did I do?
I thought it was just 9 yesterday.
97 won the ticket.
Week 9 is in the books, and hopefully you hit on some good action this past weekend. Patriots last night won the game but didn't cover. And how about the over coming in against the Jets? The Jets haven't been able to score any points all year, but you just never know. If you want to get in on that action, you need to get down to the BetMGM Sports Lounge inside MGM Grand Detroit. I was looking at next week's lines. The Lions are already a 4-point favorite against the Washington football team. The Lions haven't won a home game in over a year. How are they a favorite? Like I said, you never know which way these games are going to go. The BetMGM Sports Lounge welcomes fans back to the excitement of a full betting menu 7 days a week. Whether you live and breathe sports or you're just looking to place a wager on your favorite team, the BetMGM Sports Lounge at MGM Grand Detroit is ready to take your single game bets along with parlays, props, future bets, and more. There's no better place than Michigan to celebrate the return of major sports. Stop by the betting windows or the self-service kiosk anytime to get a piece of the action. Get ready to play your game
turn
again
left
at
onto
the
West
BetMGM
13
Sports
Mile
Lounge
Road.
inside MGM Grand Detroit. Must be 21 or older.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. 94 westbound at 12 Mile, there's now an accident blocking the right side. Be prepared for a little bit of a slowdown from Little Mac. Also around Ypsilanti, stop and go through the work zone 94 eastbound from after Huron Street to Belleville Road. For same-day service of your furnace or plumbing, call Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. 37 years in the business. A+ Better Business Bureau rating. Mastercraft Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 800-924-2123. Mastercraftheating.com.
In a quarter
I'm
mile,
Michelle Pena
take
with
a slight
traffic.
right right, turn onto Northwestern Highway.
On the ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Applied Imaging customer Betty Bartek, accounting specialist with Resurrection Life Church, has an on-base document management system. How have you and Res Life benefited from the Applied Imaging relationship?
They help us do our job better in the accounting department.
At the light,
and
use the
being more
right
effective
lane to
for the
take a
church.
slight right
That
turn
means
onto
that
Northwestern
if we're
Highway.
more effective in our time and in cost savings, then those monies can be used for mission work or community events or that type of thing.
You've been a loyal Applied Imaging customer for over 10
In
years.
6.8 miles, take
I feel
exit
like I've gotten
14C
to know
onto
them and they've gotten to
M39
know
and
me.
Southfield
It's
Freeway.
nice to work with someone in business that you feel actually cares about helping you do your job better.
Applied Imaging. Fast, friendly, amazing.
I feel like you can tell they're not in it just to make a sale, but they're in it for a long-term partnership.
Start your Applied Imaging partnership today. Call 800-521-0983 or visit appliedimaging.com.
Our homes today are like little cities full of different interneting boroughs, like the entertainment district or the virtual fitness center in the garage. And Xfinity Internet keeps it all running smoothly with reliable speed to power all your devices at once. You get coverage around town, from the financial district home office to the spa. Plus, get added protection to help keep your Wi-Fi network safe, like an at-home police station.
Xfinity Internet keeps your little city humming with reliable speed, coverage, and added security. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. You'll get advanced security free with the X5 Gateway. Just log in and activate through the Xfinity app. Or, now through November 10th, ask how to step up to one of our higher speeds and get up to $150 back. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 11/22/20. Restrictions apply. New performance starter internet customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Prepaid card offer only available at participating Xfinity stores or by calling.
Crawl space. For many, just the words make your skin crawl. It's damp, dirty, and who knows what's crawling below your floors. It doesn't have to be that way. FSM can transform your crawl space from dark and moldy to clean, usable space. And with temperatures dropping, an encapsulated crawl space from FSM can save you up to 25% on your energy bills. Don't struggle through another winter of cold, drafty floors. Schedule your free inspection.
We're here with 11-year-old Sheldon, Redford High School's valedictorian.
Stay in the left 3 lanes.
We're at Boulevard in
This Thursday,
What's up in college? Can we push my bedtime to 8:30?
it's a whole new chapter for the Cooper family.
You're scared that I'm going to start that lives. So what do we do? I guess be scared and do it anyway.
Season premiere Thursday, 8/7 Central on CBS. And now a game of commercial chicken brought to you by Progressive, where we see how one flow can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
So, the weather is just all over the place lately, right? One day it's hot, the next day it's windy for a while. It's like, make up your mind already. Drivers will switch to Progressive to save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We're ready to get back into yoga. Let's go to the essentials. A non-slipknot, rubber box sticky pants, and an exercise ball. And you use your Bank of America Cash Rewards credit card, choosing to earn 3% cash back on online shopping and up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. What you could do with your most essential yoga gear. Noise-canceling headphones. Apply for yours at bankofamerica.com/more-rewarding. Copyright 2020 Bank of America Corporation. This is time that matters. A window of time to help protect the ones you love. Your preteen benefits from staying up to date with their well visits. This is your window of protection. Schedule their well visit now. Brought to you by Merck.
97.1 The Ticket and CBS Sports Radio 1270. Your home for the NFL on Westwood One.
stuck its head in, and their tongue is like 16 inches long.
It's
Holy
like
gosh.
it's like a super dark
Oh, yeah.
color. It's crazy.
Yeah. And they give you like carrots to feed, and when it takes it wraps its tongue around the carrot.
It's fascinating.
It's fascinating. It's a little creepy at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. I think you can feed them. I don't know if you can do that now with COVID, but you could feed them at the Detroit Zoo as well.
How tall is a 2-year-old giraffe? Does it say? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that answer. Probably pretty tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so something happened on a golf course that I'm telling you, you have probably never seen before. An Amazon driver, okay, somehow took the wrong turn down a cart path. This was at Boulder Point Golf Club, and his truck got stuck under a cart top. Like, he continued to follow. So he said his GPS, which he said led him there, continued to follow the GPS into this tunnel, which obviously is not tall enough for his big Amazon truck, and he got stuck. The supervisor at the golf course said that he was initially very upset with the driver, but he calmed down once he saw how shaken up the driver was. And I guess there was a wedding going on at the time as well, so he was trying to hide all the chaos from the guests at the wedding. And there was a tow truck driver who came to remove the truck. An Amazon supervisor showed up as well, along with the police, and everything is okay. Nobody's hurt.
Okay, so
The
it's fine.
photos are
So they follow the GPS.
Yes.
They get into Boulder Point. Or maybe it's I'm not that familiar with it, where maybe it's a community, a golf course community.
Right.
Okay. So on the street, makes a left, and next thing you know, he's on the cart path. Trying to figure out, oh my
You're
God.
still going up over a curb, over grass, to get onto a curb path.
I
And
know.
kind of, I guess, maybe if it goes into a neighborhood,
Right.
it looks like a sidewalk.
Yeah, exactly. Like I know some courses, you cross the cart path crosses the street.
Yes.
Right, and sometimes they even look like a driveway.
Yes. So maybe I assume that's how it happened. But once you get the cart, I mean,
Yeah, like, I mean, you have some sort of an awareness of how tall your vehicle is.
Right.
And then you look at the opening, you're like, maybe if I go fast enough?
Yeah.
I don't know how that...
Didn't think a lot.
If you think you're still on a road, then you would think you got clearance.
yeah.
I guess, but like, he was totally not paying attention to his surroundings.
Remember, I had a Amazon truck driver stuck in my yard last year.
That's right. I
I
remember that.
remember. that to me, I can understand more than driving
Sure.
onto a
Yeah.
cart path.
Yeah.
Did you guys
Trying to go through a little tunnel. Yes, the pictures.
Did it just go off your driveway or off the road? Or was it trying to turn around?
Trying to turn around. What was a solid 10 feet deep into my yard?
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The mud, it was all torn up.
It was there for a few days too, right? If I remember correctly.
No, they said they would come out and fix it the next morning because it was dark, and they actually did. So they didn't do anything about it, let it go, and yay.
Okay. So listen to this. George Stephanopoulos has his eye on Alex Trebek's job.
This is a bad idea.
It's a horrible idea.
How about you, sir?
Reps for Stephanopoulos are allegedly lobbying him to take over as the host of Jeopardy, and they also say that he's been actively chasing the role. I do think this is an awful idea. It sounds like some of this could be rumor because ABC, a source there, is saying, hey, he is not lobbying for this position. That would be very disrespectful to Alex's family. But back in May, Stephanopoulos did tell Howard Stern that he was interested in the role. But he did say whoever takes over for Trebek would have big shoes to fill, which we all know.
What is classless? What is classless?
Yeah. Well, and sometimes, and we know that if you say something, like he may have said
In 10
that
miles,
to
turn
Howard
right to
Stern,
merge
right?
onto
Because
I-75 south.
Hey, would you like to be the next host of Jeopardy? Sure.
Yeah, but
And they run with it.
Look, I
No, but then somebody runs with it and they create a story like this.
Look, I could be wrong, but to me, George Stephanopoulos is boring as hell.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a terrible fit. I'm not saying it would be a good fit.
You know, maybe he has this personality that could come out. I mean, but I don't know. I mean, man.
That hasn't come out by now.
No,
I look at him more as a news guy. I know he does Good Morning America, and sorry.
No, I don't think he'll get that position.
What is rejected? What is rejected that's why, like, Ebron always got in trouble with, responding to, Sully and all the Lion fans.
I'm surprised that they look at some of these DMs.
Yes.
They get so many. I'm sure they get so many to go through and actually read these. I'm surprised they do.
Did you guys see the Ebron hurdle?
Yeah. Pretty bad.
Of course, Abdullah scored, like we mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Actually,
You know Alex Smith is going to win his first game this week in more than 2 years.
Damn right. Actually, I tweeted something that included him. During the Michigan game, I said, do all Eric tight ends in this state drop passes after Eric All dropped another one?
Mm-hmm. 3 games in a row.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Heather.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Coming up next, speaking of Michigan football and its problems, the biggest problem seems to be defensively. We'll talk to the guy who's in charge of the defense, Don Brown, as the Stoney Jansen program with Heather continues next.
Stop dreaming and start driving with a low auto loan rate from Community Financial. Low rates and no application fee mean you'll drive away with a payment designed to fit your budget. Get started today at cfcu.org.
No matter how early you're up or how late you're running, when you start your day at Speedway, we've got what you need to have a good morning. Safe one. Always fresh coffee to wake you up, cold drinks and snacks to keep you going, plus a full tank to get you where you need to go. So however you start your day, we'll help make your morning a safe one and a good one. Because when you get off to a better start, you go on to a better day. The convenience stores of Speedway. Now buy 3 Red Bulls and save 10 cents per gallon of gas with Speedy Rewards.
Our energy grid. It powers the present and fuels the future. That's why DTE is working every day, planning and building the grid of tomorrow. Investing in infrastructure that's stronger and more resilient, using advanced technologies to make it smarter and more responsive, so you can have reliable, affordable energy where you need it, when you need it. Learn more at DTEenergy.com. DTE. There is nothing more beautiful than a tree. Unless, of course, it's fallen on your power lines. Fallen trees are responsible for nearly 70% of the time DTE customers are without power. So DTE is stepping up efforts to trim overgrown trees to keep you safe on the electric grid reliable. And it works. When we've completed tree trimming, customers have had 60% fewer outages. Learn more at DTEenergy.com/treecare. DTE.
From shredding to printing, the UPS store does every aim for small business. And this holiday, when the other guys are closing, we're doing another aim altogether, opening. So while we're busy notarizing and copying, consulting and mailboxing,
So we'll start out with the biggest bummer of all, probably besides wins and losses. Aiden Hutchinson probably going to be out for the season. God, it just sucks to see him go down. All the work he's put in, and how does that affect your defense? Obviously.
Well, I mean, obviously he's a tremendous player and better person. So it affects us not only in the run game but in the pass game. He's an excellent pass rusher. But again, just feel bad for him. He's such a great leader, great with his teammates, loves football, which, that's infectious. And we certainly miss him out there for sure.
When he went down, and I talked to Coach about this yesterday, obviously Taylor Upshaw and Luigi Villain, some of those other guys get more opportunity. What'd you see from them, and how do you continue to generate pass rush losing a player like Aiden Hutchinson?
Well, the guy's next man up time. Luigi's vastly improved. He's playing some of the best football that he's played since he's been at Michigan. Again, he had troubles with injury early.
In 1 mile, turn right to merge onto I-75 South.
He's playing much better. And Taylor Upshaw just gets better every day. He's bigger, he's stronger. He can run, and really probably just needs the playing time to maximize his potential.
Obviously, Coach, there's problems in the secondary. They were a little better at times against Indiana than they were against Michigan State. Is this just a work in progress, or how do we completely, because you always say if it's something broke, I will fix it. It's up to you to fix it. How's it getting fixed?
Well, obviously you're attacking each practice. You go through each play. You're trying to make sure that you're clean, not only from a technical standpoint, but from a fundamental standpoint. And, the thing that's hurting us is fundamentally at times, when we come up short, it's get your eyes, it sounds like it's be an easy process. Wedge and run, get your eyes back.
Use the right lane to merge onto I-75 South.
Deal. But, obviously you can't play the ball unless you see the ball. So that's a big piece. Making sure that you're straight in your zone coverages as well. So, you can see the quarterback and see the ball out of his hand and respond with great breaks. So those are all technical and fundamental issues.
In 8.1 miles, take exit 32B, onto West Road.
We're working on it on a day-to-day basis. We can't work any harder at it. And we've got good players. They'll respond.
Obviously, you You take criticism. That's part of the deal you signed up with. How you holding up?
I don't think anybody likes criticism. I mean, I'd be lying to you. Sometimes I get a little disappointed when, occasionally, and I've been completely
In
kind of
1.3 miles,
blindsided with
turn right onto Long Meadow Drive.
Stayed out of the social media circles during the season, no matter what's going on. But it's concerning. I could care less for me. We have an outstanding
Stay in the
coach
second or
who does
third
a
lane from
tremendous
right.
job. And I just think he's a perfect head coach. So that part of it, and I don't like to see criticism of players. I just think that's over the top when you talk
In
about
1 mile, turn right onto Long
young
Meadow
men
Drive.
that are just trying to do the best they can for Michigan.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, and as always, and hopefully we'll be able to get a win in the next game, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, that's Don Brown, the defensive coordinator, University of Michigan. You're on the Stoney and Jansen program with Heather on 97.1 The Ticket.
Hey, Michiganders, have you been wanting and waiting for online sports betting? I'm excited to finally tell you it's almost here, and I have some good news to go along with it. If you register your account early with FanDuel Sportsbook, you'll get $100 in free bets once they go live. No deposit required. Just sign up, verify your account, and you're all set. FanDuel Sportsbook app is easy, safe, and fast. It's easy to register, make a deposit, and quickly find your bet. And when you win, they'll get you your money fast as well. Now, here's something I think is really fun. It's live betting. It's easy and fast to place a bet if you like an in-game trend. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/100free to claim your $100 in free bets. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Bonus issued in non-withdrawable site credit that expires 7 days from FanDuel. After FanDuel goes live in Michigan, $100 is distributed as $50 site credit on each of Sportsbook and Casino. Unique user ID verification required. Offer ends on go live date. Gambling problems? Call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Comcast Business. 696 eastbound after 275, left side is blocked by an accident, and it is still stop and go through the work zone. 94 eastbound from Harris Road to Belleville Road. When the unexpected comes calling, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds of up to a gig, and bounce forward with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks. To learn more, go to ComcastBusiness.com. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
A station where your opinion matters. 97.1
This Radio.com Sports Minute is brought to you by Northville Lumber. This is Boomer Science with a Radio.com Sports Minute, sponsored by Geico. Do you rent your home?
At the
Geico
light,
makes it easy
turn
to
right
bundle
onto
renters
Long
and
Meadow
car
Drive.
insurance. Go to Geico.com today. I can't believe it, folks. Tom Brady finally must report to the track along with his coach, Bruce Arians, and they're running penalty laps following the Buccaneers' abysmal performance against New Orleans. TB12 threw 3 interceptions, while the Saints' offense imposed its will. Nick Foles and his coach, Matt Nagy, are also logging punitive mileage for their lack of production at Tennessee. The Bears' offense has stalled the last 3 weeks. And then there's the rare zebra sighting. It's Alberto. Replay reverser River Run. He's shown his ugly head. His officials totally screwed up an interception replay against Indy. No way that was a pick by Marcus Peters. Finally, 38-year-old Philip Rivers
In
is
half a
huffing and
mile,
puffing.
the
He's
destination is
struggling
on your
against
right.
quality defenses these days.
3220 Long
Old Man
Meadow
Rivers
Drive.
should never, ever attempt to tackle. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET.
The destination is on your right.
To learn more.
3220 Long Meadow Drive.
Equal housing lender. License in all
Arrived.
50 states and MLS number 3030.
Right now at Subway restaurants, try the $5.99 meal of the day. Every day it's a different 6-inch sub plus chips in a 20-ounce drink for just $5.99. Come in any day of the week for one of your favorites, like sweet onion chicken teriyaki on Monday or turkey breast on Wednesday. Made on your choice of bread with any veggies and sauces you want. Then add chips in a 20-ounce drink and you've got the $5.99 meal of the day.